Hi, this is Eric Teplitz. When I was in my mid-20s, I went through what I would consider the most difficult time of my life thus far. One of the things that helped me immeasurably back then and has continued to help me ever since is hiking. I get quite a lot of nourishment, mentally, physically, spiritually, from the simple act of walking through nature, taking long walks outside. When I was 27 years old, I signed up with this group called the Appalachian Mountain Club. What joining this club allowed me to do was to go on organized hikes with other people. So I would do this pretty regularly and I would get to know people over the course of various hikes. And one guy that I met, his name was Terry McAdams. One day he invited me, he said, I'm going to be leading a backpacking trip at the end of the month, a weekend backpack. Would you like to come? I said I was interested, but I had reservations because I literally had never even gone car camping. I had never spent a night outside in my life. Not only did I not have a tent or a backpacking stove or a water filter or any such thing, I didn't know how to use them even if I did. He said, no problem. I have extra equipment. I'll let you borrow it. And he did. He loaned me pretty much all the equipment that I needed. And I went on this trip. I absolutely loved the experience. And it whet my appetite to do even more of this and gain even more skills in learning how to be in the wilderness for extended periods of time. This really ended up opening up a whole other world to me. And the ways in which this has rippled through my life ever since in beneficial ways is kind of astounding if I take the time to think about it. But the reason that I'm sharing this anecdote up front is to make a larger point. So not only did Terry let me borrow all of this backpacking gear that he let me borrow something else from him that when I look back on it, I realize was huge. And that was, he let me borrow his belief in my ability to do this. Just through his invitation and the generosity of spirit with which he loaned me the gear and helped me learn how to use it during the course of the trip. This was truly a game changer for me. What I have learned over the years is that people don't always believe in themselves, in their own ability to do something. And this can be incredibly limiting. Sometimes someone in our life comes along and lets us borrow their own belief in us. Now, if you're a parent, I'm sure that you have had the experience of teaching your child how to do things, even simple basic things, that would be overwhelming to the child. They don't automatically believe necessarily that they're going to be able to do the thing, but you have complete and total faith in their ability to learn it. And so you teach them, you allow them to borrow the belief that you have in them until they have it themselves. Every once in a while in life, we benefit from someone else's belief in us, and it makes a huge difference. Because what I have come to learn is that if we don't believe that we're capable of doing something, or if we don't believe that we might possibly be capable of doing something, we will automatically not even consider it. We will not even entertain the possibility of giving it a try if we have this fixed notion in our mind that something is not doable for us. Oftentimes, we're not even aware that we have this belief because it's so deeply embedded in our psyche. So the first thing is really just to even have the awareness, oh, you know what? I just don't even think that that's possible for me. And then if we can massage that a little bit and say, well, maybe it could be possible under the right conditions. That's a great first step. Because what that does is it gets us in motion. It allows us to take some first initial tentative steps in that direction. And sometimes that's literally all we need. And certainly, if we happen to have the support and encouragement and belief from someone else who's absolutely, completely confident that we are capable of rising to the challenge, whatever it is, then sure enough, we may do the thing, change our belief entirely about it and about ourselves, and it literally can be life changing and open up worlds of possibilities for you. Why am I telling you all this? Because I find it fascinating and even tragic how we limit ourselves unnecessarily simply by our lack of belief in ourselves, our lack of belief that we're capable enough of learning something new, doing something new that's outside of our comfort zone. If we stay snugly within that comfort zone, then our life will shrink. We will not expand and grow and develop in new and exciting ways. If you think about a path of growth, right? A new path that's opened up to you, and you go down that path, and then all of these other new paths branch out accordingly. None of those will ever see the light of day if you don't first move into that path of growth to begin with. So, all kinds of possibilities automatically get cut off from us when we determine, consciously or not, that something is not available to us. It is not doable for us. When I think back on how pivotal Terry's belief in me at that moment ended up proving to be in my life, it makes me want to do the same for others and loan them my own belief in their ability to do something, even if they don't yet share the belief that they're able to do it. There's so many instances where we know from our own experience because we've been there. We didn't know how to do something, we learned how to do it, and then it became something routine. We do it all the time without thinking about it. And then someone else comes along in our path and they don't know how to do it or they don't believe they can do it. And then you just say matter of factly, oh, absolutely you can do it. It's simple. Here, let me show you. And just being able to borrow temporarily someone else's belief in ourselves is such a gift. So I want to take this opportunity to say that if there's something that you're interested in doing, if you're curious about it and you're wanting to pursue it, but you don't even know where to begin, you feel utterly inept, incapable, clueless, I hereby am loaning you, here, borrow my belief in you, because I'm certain that you can learn how to do something new. You can figure it out. Even if you don't know how to get there from here, it's doable. How do I know this? Without even knowing what it is that you're struggling with or who you are. I'll tell you how I know. I have watched over the course of my life people that I know do all kinds of truly wonderful, amazing, extraordinary things. Things that I would venture to guess a younger version of them didn't even believe would ever be possible for them. And yet they managed to somehow do it. This could be someone who struggled in school and ends up completing a PhD program. This could be someone who struggles for years with weight issues and drops hundreds of pounds. I have seen people overcome any number of challenges. I have seen people come out of depression. I have seen people rise out of debt. I have seen people completely reinvent themselves, even far into their lives, and start all over again with a new career or occupation. I have seen people, myself included, who struggled for years and years trying to find a healthy, loving, rewarding relationship and find it. We are capable of so much more than we believe ourselves to be, and often the missing link is simply that belief. The belief in ourselves, the belief that maybe something is possible. We don't even have to have certainty. We just have to have curiosity and a belief that maybe it could be possible. And if that's what you're lacking at this moment in time, please borrow my belief in you, because I'm quite certain you're capable of far more than you think. I hope you'll really take that message to heart. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.